let's talk to people about probably one of the biggest things that is coming up here in DFW. I mean, you hear about it everywhere. You see it everywhere. Esports, you hear people talking about it, and it's become a culture here. So, can you, before we even get into what's going on this weekend and the companies, I know there's a lot of layers to it, just explain what esports is for anybody that doesn't know right now.
So esports is basically people playing video games at a competitive level, just like you have, competitive chess, just like you have basketball. I'm sure before it was
right.
the NBA, the NFL, all that stuff. It was just people in the backyard, just like those old school video games, backyard basketball, backyard football, and then it just went way bigger. It became just a huge attraction, and audience was there, and the exposure just continued growing.
I feel like the biggest thing everyone's talking about right now, and it's like mainstream, it's Fortnite. I mean, everyone's Fortnite became mainstream pop culture. Everybody plays it now.
That's a good point. It's not just sports. Like, it's called esports, but it's not just sports games. It's not just football, basketball.
I feel like people like to not consider it, I guess, a sport, just like that's the huge argument and all that stuff. But like at the end of the day, it's like all these other things as well just take a huge mental straining on the gamers, right? I used to be sponsored by Red Bull, and with all the researchers and stuff, when they used to put us through boot camps and whatnot, they had just all this stuff teched up on us, checking our heart rate.
Your heart rates, yeah.
And there were games when I was competing, that, our heart rates got up to 180, 190 sitting down. That's a high heart rate.
You're burning calories on your butt.
Stressed out you are playing video games, man.
In games where it's like Team Slayer and like you have to get, 50 frags to win, it's when it becomes 49-49, all of a sudden the stress level goes up.
Yeah.
You're trying to make sure you make the right decisions and whatnot. Funny thing about Fortnite is obviously you guys probably most likely know about Ninja.
Yeah.
Ninja used to be a Halo competitor as well, so he was someone I used to compete against back in the day. So it's pretty crazy to see kind of the wave he's created with Fortnite, or what Fortnite has created to allow such a huge pop culture just phenom.
Well, it's crazy. So it's all ages too, right? It's everyone from kids all the way up.
All ages. It's Like, I mean, you go on Twitter, you see videos of all different things, older people, younger people, just so much coming out of Fortnite, which is insane. I mean, like we said with Ninja, I mean, he played with Drake. Then you have other streamers who are playing with a bunch of other artists and whatnot. So it's just insane what that game has been able to do.
So it is a huge culture that we've talked about, but like, what's going to happen on June 8th and 9th? The big tournament's coming to DFW. So
June 8th through 8, 9, 10 is Optic Arena. So that is one of the things, like I was telling you guys, that we have this umbrella called Infinite Esports and Entertainment. It has a bunch of other companies. We were always known as one of the biggest, if not the biggest, esports brand out there, just because we also, did a bunch of media. We were like the first ones to jump on YouTube, Twitter, when all that stuff popped out, and we just took advantage of that stuff. And so one of the things that we always wanted to do with Optic Gaming was throw events that we could, bring our fans in. Like I said, when we lived in Chicago, we had people come up to our house, finding our address, knocking the door. We had people driving at some point from Oklahoma, Ohio, New York, just driving all the way up to our house just to knock on the door and be like, hey, can we get like a picture and whatnot? And
that's crazy, bro.
It's kind of odd because it's like, you feel more relaxed when you're at home. So when it happens, you're like, I don't know how to exactly react, because like when I'm in my tournament or an event, you're more loose and you're like, all right, this is where I'm trying to interact with.
It's crazy. Your parents are always telling you to quit playing your video games, and you're like, these people want to take pictures of me because I play video games.
Those were my parents. And then shortly after all the success I reached, they were like, you know what, I probably should have just let you do your thing. But I ended up doing my own thing, kind of just a brood head that I was, and just said, there's something here, I have to do it.
So tell us about the event that's coming up.
So the event is so it's a lot about Fortnite. We're gonna be throwing, or there's gonna be Fortnite tournaments, and you could win 2 golden tickets. These golden tickets are gonna allow you to fly out to E3 to party basically with all Fortnite people, Epic and whatnot. E3 is now a public event. I believe in the past 2 years they opened up, or if it wasn't last year, it used to just be a huge industry event, but now
where's that
open to the public. That is in LA,
cool.
LA Convention Center, right there by the Staples Center. And so that's going to be huge, because I mean, if you've never been to E3 and you win this golden ticket, you just get to go there. A bunch of the Fortnite streamers will be there. We have a bunch of our guys who are also going to be there in certain booths and whatnot, which is going to be really, really cool. The other thing about Optic Arena, it's not just Fortnite. There's a couple fighting games we got. We got Street Fighter, Super Smash, and I believe Dragon Ball, which each have a $5,000 purse for each of those tournaments. So if you win those, if you're a fighter and you come out to the event, then you have the chance of winning $5,000 for the weekend.
So are you guys looking for people to come out and join the tournament, or what is the fans experience? Like, if I just want to come there and watch, is it exciting to watch a Fortnite tournament and stuff like that? Are you guys looking for people to come out there and experience it as a fan base and just kind of as a viewer?
So, I mean, one of the main things is for sure Fortnite, no question asked. But, I mean, like I said earlier, like one of the things Optic Gaming always wanted to do was throw events where, you know, our fan base could come in. Because we have, I mean, if you tally all our creators, our influencers together, I believe we have over 10 million fan, audience base and whatnot,
Sure.
which is crazy. And so, like, we always just wanted to be able to have another company like Engage to be able to, hey, we want to throw an event. We want our fans to be able to come there and, you know, just hang out with them. So Fortnite is a huge attraction. A-Kon is also an event that's, you know, happening at the same time, which is a huge anime convention. It's got about 30,000 people. It's been one of the biggest ones in America. And there's always just been, you know, across pollination from all that stuff. So the whole point is for the guys to come out or fans to come out, meet us, hang out with us. They watch our YouTube videos every single day. They like our tweets.
Yeah.
They like our Instagram posts. So it's just basically to make, you know, a better connection. Because at the end of the day, it's like we still
Cool vibe for the casual fan then, right? It's cool vibe for the casual
And
fan.
I think that's one of the things about esports and the gaming industry that's completely different than, you know, all other professional sports and all that. Like where those guys might be like, I don't want to like interact unless it's
much more interactive.
You know what I mean?
That's
like,
great.
Like people come up to us in the street and it's not like we have bodyguards stopping them. And
Right.
It's like, oh, what's up? And then we take a tweet, a picture, whatnot, and then
You sign my controller, stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Before we talk about what's next in Dallas for the future for you guys too, but where can they get tickets and how can they get involved in the actual event coming up?
I believe if you buy an A-Kon ticket, you could it just crosses. So if you get the A-Kon, you can come into Optic Arena. So people that already have tickets are able just to bounce in there. And I believe it's off their Engage website, which is something I'm still trying to learn.
That's great. We'll post the links at
I'll get you all that
hot933hits.com
stuff later, just because this. Like I said, we just got invested into by that big umbrella, and so
it looks like you're
we're
jumping into something huge.
Yeah, it's big. They have big plans, but we love it just because there's so many different companies underneath it that are going to.
What about the big plans here in Dallas? Tell us about the arena. There's an arena being built. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, so there's an arena being built, if I'm not mistaken, in Arlington. It's supposed to be the biggest like esports and
that's all it'll do.
Tech, building stadium ever built for esports.
It's like a $10 million investment, right? $10 million, right? Yeah, I think it's $10 million to invest in it.
It's a silly amount. Again, I'm with Optic Gaming, so Engage is their own company. So those are things they have to keep to themselves in a sense, just because it's like we are influencers. So if we spill it by accident, we're like, they come after us. So
what else do we need to know before we get out of here about you, your company, the things coming up, the event, anything else we're missing?
That's basically Optic Gaming has been an esports initially, and then it turned into a media-based thing, which is what attracts most people. Yeah. And I don't compete anymore in esports, so
you're retired.
I've been retired.
All right.
For 2-3 years.
Old hamstring injury.
No, just younger kids have faster hands.
Yeah, faster hands.
It's crazy. But then again, as well, there's a
that's crazy
institute that's underneath this umbrella, and one of the things I've talked to them about is like kind of making a comeback story, which is pretty funny because it's like now they're hooking me up with all these doctors and whatnot on possible ways that I can increase my hand-eye coordination. So
train like Rocky, man. Train like Rocky.
Chase some chickens.
We need to get you a montage video of you like making your comeback.
Training is one thing I do. I've always believed in fitness and wellness. They correlate with gaming. So I just started playing again in the past 3 weeks, and I probably haven't really messed around with gaming in the past year or 2 years, and it kind of feels like I'm back to my high school.
Getting back to
the business isn't easy, man.
and I think I just have that extra drive as well, where it's like, initially I just wanted to be a pro, and then I did it for 10 years, and now it's like, wait a minute, it'd be kind of cool if I actually do make this comeback.
There you go.
Whatever game I do want to compete in, and if it does work, then that correlation of health and wellness that I've always pushed out to my my fan base is going to be true. And people say that physical activity does get the brain started. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
What were you a champion in?
Halo.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Jay-Z retired 5 times. You're good, man. You got to come back. Yeah, you're the Jay-Z of the.
I must say I could do it as well then. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, thank you, dude. Thank you so much for coming by. We're excited for the events. We're going to post all the videos and stuff, and I'm going to be creeping on your Instagram and all that.